Hey everybody, it's Chad back with another YouTube video for popular request, popular demand, backed by popular demand. I have agreed to do some videos on my collections and what I collect. And I'm hopefully going to be able to do some other videos too, but it's only going to be once in a while. And it really depends on you how much you guys want to see. But for my close YouTube buddies have requested they want to see my collection. So over the next period of months or whatever we do this, I'm going to show you my autograph collections and different stuff that I collect because after all these years I've really narrowed the field on what I collect. And some of people would say it's pretty oddball stuff, but after spending many years and lots of money, you kind of decide what you want to collect. Instead of it being a financial burden, it should be something that's fun and enjoyable and a hobby. And so I encourage everybody that's in this field of collecting to really think about what you're collecting. Just a little word of advice. Because again, it should be fun and enjoyable and not a chore to get everything new that's on the market for something. And I should know because I am at heart a completist when it comes to collecting, and when I collect somebody or something, I have to have everything. And I've learned over the years you don't have to have everything, but what you really enjoy. So there is some of that in my collecting still, but at the same time I don't really take it to heart as much as I used to. But today's video is going to be Dan Roebuck, and we are going to talk about Danny a little bit. Born basically 6 days from when I was born, Daniel James Roebuck, May 4th, 1963. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. That's his where he started. Very young age, got into doing magic and was a clown at a very young age. Got into theater and then kind of never looked back. He just developed into really what Hollywood calls now one of the younger actors that pretty much character actor. He's been in almost every show there is to know of, and I just have the fortunate blessings of knowing Dan. I totally met him by accident. I was at an autograph show in Burbank, California, and I was standing in line talking to a couple other collectors, and Dan was there, and they introduced me to Dan. And we never looked back. We've been friends ever since. He's a very reachable guy, very down-to-earth individual, and where he's acted with some of the best people in the business, he's not really your typical Hollywood actor. But anyway, he got his first major role in a movie called Cave Girl, which was a comedy back in the 80s. And again, then developed this amazing ability to just do characters in all of his acting after that. The River's Edge was a major picture. A lot of people know that movie, and he had a really great role in that. Eventually, he went on to be in Harrison Ford's The Fugitive with Tommy Lee Jones, and U.S. Marshals as well, which was the follow-up to that movie, and as Agent Cody Banks. So a lot of people will remember him from that. He's also very good friends with Rob Zombie, the musician and also movie producer, and he's done a lot of horror movies. He has an interest in horror movies over the years and stuff like that, and it's kind of his personal thing. He also got a real big break in the show Matlock with Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith really loved Danny, had him in several episodes, and promised to eventually put him in the series as a regular role. And it took about 5 years, and the show actually switched networks, and Danny got a regular role on Matlock. And Matlock, of course, was how Danny really probably became a household name after that. He was also on Nash Bridges, and even shows like Lost, where he played Dr. Arts. He had a very, very small role in Lost. Apparently, like this photo here that he signed to me, was basically him in Lost and as Dr. Arts playing with dynamite. And it says, "Chad, please don't play with dynamite. God bless Danny Roebuck." And he's very, very well known for that. As a matter of fact, if you go over here to, he's actually got a bobblehead, which you know you made it when you're a bobblehead. Let's put it that way. And Danny signed this to me. Says, "Chad, you were a great friend. God bless Danny Roebuck." And that's been out for quite a while. So a lot of people love that, that he was in that show. He went on to other movies too, and TV series. I mean, he's been in Criminal Minds, Grimm, NCIS LA, NCIS Crime Scene Investigation, NCIS New York, Glee. He was also on webisodes of Walking Dead, not the TV series, but they have actually had webisodes, which were like web-only little 5-10 minute episodes, and Danny was on those. He's been on Monk, and even way back he was on The Love Boat, believe it or not. Had some really great roles over the years, again with Rob Zombie, like in Halloween. He created some characters that were well known. Had a really, really great role back on a movie called The Late Shift, which was, he played Jay Leno. And if you actually watch that movie, he actually sort of looks like Jay Leno. They actually make him up almost to look like Jay Leno. And it's a really, really great movie. But he's gone on to act, according to IMDb, which is International Movie Database. He's been in over 242 movies and TV spots, and he's also produced over 53 different features. He's directed over 24, and he's written over 17. And his last, in 2017, he did a movie called Getting Grace, which he filmed in his hometown of Bethlehem, PA, where he wrote, produced, directed, and starred in the movie, which was in movies for a short, movie theaters for a short time. And he was, it was very successful. And he's going to eventually do some more independent movies like that. So I don't have a lot. I have some movies, of course, of Danny on DVD and so forth, but I have these three items here that are signed, and also this collection of cards, which I thought was a nice tribute to Danny. This first set of cards was produced by a company called Inkworks, which is now no longer in business. This was like the base card in the set, and of course Danny signed that for me. And this was an autograph card that was in the set. He had already signed it, but he got a hold of it and of course personalized it to me, made it even more collectible in my opinion. Not that I would ever sell or trade these, but this was just something I decided to do. Well, a few years later, there was another company called Rittenhouse. After Inkworks went out of business, they did another series of lost cards, trading cards, and he had a base card and another autograph card in that series. And Danny, again, over the years, just grabbed the card and personalized them to me, which I thought was really amazing. This last set of cards is really interesting. Panini does a yearly series called Americana, and you can basically get, you know, anybody from Hulk Hogan to Bing Crosby, you know, just anybody who's anybody has been in Panini Americana, and Danny has no exception. This is probably a little bit of Chad being a completist here where I have his base cards, and then there was a private signing card. This is a card with a wardrobe. And then he had several proof cards, like out of one of these, I can't remember which one was, this 1 out of 10, 1 out of 25, and I think these are like 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100. And then he had a series of cut autograph cards, and both of these are his signature as Agent Cody Banks, which is again from the Fugitive and the U.S. Marshal series movies, and this one is from the Late Shift. It's a kind of a nice collection of his. It's pretty much complete. I don't really need any more cards unless Danny comes out in another set somewhere. I still have a few blank spots I could put him up there, but this is kind of my wall of fame to Danny. And he, you know, like I said, has movies galore. I don't have all his movies or anything like that, but just a nice little personal collection to remind me of the friendship. Danny would pick me up at the airport in LA, and we'd head to Jack in the Box and hang out, and he's taken me to Paramount Studios and all over, and introduced me to tons and tons of celebrity and people in the business, which I was just very flattered with all these years. So anyway, this is just a small tribute to him, and again, you guys kind of wanted to see what I collect, and this is the Danny Roebuck collection. Like I said, unless there's something else that comes out, eventually this will be pretty much all the cards and autographs I need of him, but that's what I have for now. And anyway, just to wrap it up, if you don't know who Danny is, look him up on IMDb. Check out some of his appearances on probably some of your favorite TV shows and movies over the years. Everything from comedy to real serious roles to real crazy roles he's done. And I'm proud to say he's a great friend of mine. We don't talk every day or anything like that, but we do keep in touch, and we have other people that we mutually know that send hays and highs to each other throughout the years. So anyway, that's the Danny Roebuck episode of this YouTube video, and stay tuned. We'll be doing some more of these, and maybe some breaks and other things in the future. So thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and support all your other YouTubers that do baseball breaks and collectibles as well. Thanks for watching, and God bless.